عن ابن عمر أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال وهو على المنبر وهو يذكر الصدقة والتعفف عن المسألة اليد العليا خير من اليد السفلى واليد العليا هي المنفقة والسفلى هي السائلة. سیدنا حضرت عبداللہ ابن عمر رضی اللہ عنہ سے روایت ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے صدقے کا اور مانگنے سے پرہیز کرنے کا ذکر کرتے ہوئے ایک دن برسر منبر ارشاد فرمایا کہ اوپر والا ہاتھ نیچے والے ہاتھ سے بہتر ہے، اور اوپر والا ہاتھ دینے والا ہاتھ ہوتا ہے اور نیچے والا ہاتھ لینے والا ہاتھ ہوتا ہے. Narrated by Hazrat Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam one day when he was on Mimbar, he mentioning the virtues of giving sadaqah and the prohibition or the shunning of asking. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that the upper hand is always better than the lower hand, and the upper hand is the one that gives and the lower hand is the one that asks. So therefore we understand that there is definitely humility and disgrace in asking. No matter if you are very much in need and you are legitimately asking, still there is humility and disgrace in asking. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always protect us from becoming dependent on others. عن ثوبان قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من يكفل لي ألا يسأل الناس شيئا فأتكفل له بالجنة فقال ثوبان أنا فكان لا يسأل أحدا شيئا. حضرت ثوبان رضی اللہ عنہ سے روایت ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ایک دن ارشاد فرمایا کہ جو مجھ سے اس بات کا عہد کرے کہ وہ اللہ کے بندوں کے سامنے اپنی کوئی حاجت نہ مانگے گا تو میں اس کے لیے جنت کی ضمانت دیتا ہوں. ثوبان رضی اللہ عنہ فرماتے ہیں کہ میں نے عرض کیا حضرت میں یہ عہد کرتا ہوں، اور اسی وجہ سے حضرت ثوبان کا یہ دستور تھا کہ وہ کسی آدمی سے کوئی چیز نہیں مانگتے تھے. حضرت ثوبان رضی اللہ عنہ has narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whoever makes me a promise that they will never ever put any of their needs before the slaves of Allah, then I give them the surety of Jannah. Thawban radiallahu anhu says that I submitted, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I make this pact, I make this promise. And for this reason, Thawban radiallahu anhu would not ask anyone anything. عن ابن مسعود قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أصابته فاقة فانزلها بالناس لم تسد فاقته ومن أنزلها بالله أوشك الله له بالغنى إما بموت عاجل أو غنى آجل. حضرت عبداللہ ابن مسعود رضی اللہ عنہ سے روایت ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ارشاد فرمایا کہ جس آدمی کو کوئی سخت حاجت پیش آئی اور اس نے بندوں کے سامنے اس حاجت کو رکھا، یعنی اسے مدد چاہی، تو اسے اس مصیبت سے مستقل نجات نہیں ملے گی. اور جس آدمی نے اسے اللہ کے سامنے رکھا اور اس سے دعا کی تو پوری امید ہے کہ اللہ تعالیٰ جلد ہی اس کی یہ حاجت ختم فرما دیں گے، یا تو اس کو جلدی موت دے دیں گے یا کچھ تاخیر سے خوشحالی دے دیں گے. Narrated by Sayyidina Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that whoever is afflicted by a severe need and they put it before the other slaves of Allah and seek help from them, then they will never find permanent relief from that problem. And if a person puts it before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and does dua to him, then there is full hope that Allah would take care of his need, either give him death or give him a death soon, or give him plenty and take care of his need this way. عن ابن الفراسي أن الفراسي قال قلت لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أسأل يا رسول الله فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا وإن كنت لا بد فسل الصالحين. حضرت ابن الفراسی یہ تابعی ہیں اور ان کے والد فراسی یہ ان سے روایت کرتے ہیں. فراسی ان سے روایت فرماتے ہیں کہ میں نے رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے پوچھا کہ کیا میں اپنی ضرورت کے لیے لوگوں سے سوال کر سکتا ہوں؟ آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ارشاد فرمایا کہ سوال نہ کرو، اور اگر تم سوال کرنے کے لیے مجبور ہی ہو جاؤ تو اللہ کے نیک بندوں سے سوال کرو. Narrated by Ibn al-Farasi, who is a tabi'i, he narrates from his father Farasi that Farasi radiallahu anh, he said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can I ask people for my need? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not ask them. And if you are bound by your circumstances, if you don't have any other option, then ask the pious people of Allah, the salihin, the virtuous people, the good doers. Now this completes this chapter, and then inshallah one more hadith which is part of this chapter but reflects on another subject. We'll do this inshallah if time permits today. Keeping these 4 hadiths together, there's a few things that we should keep in mind. Number 1, there's always humility in asking the first hadith that we read. سوال کرنے میں کسی سے کچھ مانگنے میں بہرحال ذلت ہوتی ہے. اب یہ ذلت یہ بالکل یقینی ہے، یعنی جو مانگے گا وہ یقیناً اپنے آپ کو گرائے گا. اب سوال یہ ہے کہ گرایا کس کے سامنے جائے. The question is that this humility, who should we present our humility to? One is any ordinary slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anyone else. So it is best avoided that a person should never ask any common person, try their best to avoid it. Similarly, in one hadith we read today that if a person does not have any other option, if he has run out of all other options, کوئی انتہائی مجبوری ہو جائے اور ضروری ہو جائے مانگنا, then he should only go and ask صالحین, اچھے اللہ کے صالح نیکوکار خدا ترس بندوں سے مانگے. اس میں صالحین کے لیے ایک سبق یہ ہے کہ مانگنے والے کو ذلیل نہ کریں, مانگنے والے کو ذلیل نہ کریں, اس کے اوپر اپنا احسان نہ جتائیں. اللہ تعالیٰ نے قرآن پاک میں کئی آیتوں میں اس بات کی سخت مذمت فرمائی ہے, سخت اس کو بات کو برا بتایا ہے کہ کوئی صدقہ کرے, کوئی کسی پہ کوئی احسان کرے اور اس کو پھر جتائے کہ فلاں وقت میں نے تمہارے ساتھ اس طرح کا معاملہ کیا تھا, یا اور لوگوں کے بیچ میں بیٹھ کے اس کا تذکرہ کرے کہ ہاں بھائی فلاں کو اس کو ضرورت پڑی تھی تو میں نے دیا تھا, میں تو کر چکا ہوں نا, یہ میں نے تو دیا تھا نا. یہ اس طرح بہانے سے اپنی اس چیز کو لوگوں کے سامنے رکھنا, چاہے اس میں نیت اس کی تذلیل کی ہو یا نہ ہو, یہ صرف اپنے آپ کو ہی اچھا بتانا, اپنے آپ کو بڑا بیان کرنا یہ مقصود ہو, انتہائی مذموم حرکت ہے, انتہائی غلط حرکت ہے. اللہ علیہ سب کو اس سے محفوظ فرمائے. So what I was saying is that the first lesson is for the salihin, for the pious people, that whenever they give or they help someone, this is one sign of a pious person, one salih person, that when they give, they do not repeat it, they do not constantly go about among people talking about it, they do not remind the person that such and such time we did such and such favor to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His Quran, in His book, has at several places mentioned the evil of this, that somebody spends and then follows their spending with showing off, boasting, or giving adiyat, hurting the feelings of the one that they helped. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Second thing is that why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam telling us that if you run into a situation when you have to ask, then go and ask the salihin, the pious people. The reason is that the pious people, the people who are salihin, if they are truly salihin, they have this lesson deeply engraved. They know this, that if I am spending, if I am helping somebody, it is my honor it is my honor that Allah is using me to take care of the needs of some of His slaves. Somebody comes and asks for food, somebody comes and asks for some financial help, what we should think is that it is Allah who takes care of everyone's needs. It is definitely Allah who takes care of everyone's needs. Allah is making me a means to fulfill their need. Someone else is in need, they are also a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am also a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is honoring me that He is using me, something that He could have given him directly or through any other means. Allah is using me for this good deed, for this virtuous act. So we should consider it an honor and give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, you used me to take care of the needs of your other creations. And those people who take care of the needs of other creations, and we'll come to this whole chapter next time inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes care of their needs. If you have started this door that you are spending on other creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have become part of the system of giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the one who is part of the system of giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they also get it. When you are going to extend it and give it, then Allah is also going to give you the best. 1 or 2 days back we were talking about a great Shaykh of our time, Hazrat Sufi Iqbal Sahab rahmatullahi alayhi, and this is about many other different mashayikh as well. Hazrat Sufi Iqbal Sahab was in Medina Sharif, and somebody came and asked him that I need a set of clothing. So he asked one of his helpers or somebody around him to bring him some clothing, a set of clothing. So the person who brought it, he brought an old piece of clothing, a used piece of clothing. So they said, no, not this. Bring that, the new one that just came recently for my Eid, that was gifted to me by someone. Give him that. And he said that this door I have opened with great difficulty. Don't be the one closing this door. What was the door that he was talking about? The door of giving and the door of getting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's proven, our Shaykh we have seen, he also advises it many times that give to human beings, give to cats, give to dogs, give to birds, give to every creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You become a part of the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of giving. Don't see who you are giving, just start feeding people. If you can give somebody to drink cold water in a hot weather, do so. When you can take care of the needs of a thirsty cat or a hungry cat or a dog or even those creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we consider inferior, take care of them, fulfill their needs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of this need. And once my Hazrat was in Medina, and he had recently really started giving importance to this, that we should start giving to people. And he particularly asked all of the people who are connected with him that don't withhold. You start withholding, Allah is going to start withholding from you. So start giving to people, give to people as much as you can. So he was in Medina, and I saw in my dream that he's before the Rawza of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and somebody calls out and says that open up the door for him, open up the door of giving for him. So this is a system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we do not appreciate, but this is real, very real. When you start to enter that system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you start realizing. So even if you have little, give some of it to Allah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, considering it in honor that Allah is allowing me to become that person who is honorable in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by giving, and never be that person who asks. So we know about our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the greatest of Salihin. He was the Sayyid, the leader of all Salihin. About him, the Sahaba have said that never ever did it happen that somebody came and asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for something, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would have said no to them. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would either, if whatever he would have, he would give to them. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he would be in very much need for himself, still he would give to people. We know this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ came out wearing a good, a good shawl to protect himself from the weather, and somebody saw it and asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, can I have it? The Prophet ﷺ immediately gave it to him. And then the other Sahaba told this person that, do you not know that the Prophet ﷺ needed it himself very much? But the Prophet ﷺ did not stop. The Prophet ﷺ did not hold back. He said that I did not know this. I was only doing this to get the barakah from the Prophet ﷺ, that this is something that the Prophet ﷺ is using, now I'll get it. But still the Prophet ﷺ would never say no to anybody. When they would come, the Prophet ﷺ would give them. If he would not have something, he would take a loan from someone else and give to that needy person, or tell them to come back. Whenever he would have something, he would give it to them. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So the more pious, the more salih you become, the more giving you start to become. And this is one of the features of the akhlaq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That if you think about our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is what we read in this hadith as well, that do not put your needs before anyone else. Nobody can take care fully of your needs except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are in a need, Allah will not let you be disgraced. If your time for death is here, Allah will give you death and you will go away respectfully. Or Allah will give you, if it is not time for your death yet, Allah will give you and Allah will take care of your need. So therefore, this is the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with us, that we humiliate and we disgrace and we lower ourselves. Nobody is disgraced by asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We humiliate and lower ourselves. If we have to do it, we should do it before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, pray 2 rakat and raise our hands and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this was the way of the Sahaba, and this is the way of our Akabirin, our Mashayikh as well. We have heard many stories about the Sahaba, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if you need something as tiny as a shoelace, he would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sahaba, our Akabirin, we think that these stories are of the past. In the recent past we see that this is how our Mashayikh, our Akabirin, this is how they get their needs fulfilled. There's a famous story that Darul Uloom Deoband, it was, they had a program, some sort of a prize giving or whatever, Khatm Bukhari or whatever, and the program was that they would serve food afterwards. And Hazrat Maulana Yahya Madni rahmatullahi alayhi, he has mentioned it himself. One Shaykh of the very, very recent times, the grand Shaykh of the Shaykh of our Shaykh as well, he has mentioned that we learned that there is more people than food. So they are afraid that they will run out of food. So somebody just told the administrators or the Akabirin that this is the situation. And then they started serving the food and these people disappeared. These Akabirin, they disappeared. They were looking for them, not the people who were there to eat the food, but the Akabirin. Nobody could find them. Then finally when the food was served and everybody had their full, somebody said that Allah had done His blessing, Allah has done His blessing. So then they saw that one Shaykh of Deoband is coming from that corner, one Shaykh is coming from that corner, one Shaykh is coming from that corner. All of them had gone into secrecy asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all that they were doing. That Ya Allah, you take care of this. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does that. So in whatever situation we are, we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does take care of our needs. But one thing should be kept in mind. One thing should be kept in mind for the one who's asking and for the one who's spending as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that you spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah returns manifold. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not keep it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala returns it manifold. But what if it does not happen? Similarly, a person asks from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they've heard in the majlis that you ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they keep on asking but they don't get it. The thing to remember it is that we are dependent on Allah, Allah is not dependent on us. Allah is the king, Allah is the ruler. If He gives that is best for us. If He withholds that which is best for us. So in no situation do we have the right that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then go like, we made dua but Allah did not listen. We kept on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala but Allah did not listen. If that is your case, if you are that person, that you are going to, na'udhu billah, start questioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I only asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I only relied on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I hid my needs from everyone else, then you are better off asking the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you are better off asking the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because at least you will stay a Muslim. At least you will stay somebody who is still in the circle of faith. Because if you start questioning the decisions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah does not give me, or the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you start questioning that the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said so, Allah promised so, but he does not fulfill. If your iman is going to start going in that situation, in this confusion, then it's better that you go and ask a pious person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what is the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives and gives and gives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives without Him ever running out, without Him ever fearing, without Him expecting any return, without us earning anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does give. But in His giving, He is Latif. He is Latif. Latif is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which means, it has many meanings, but one of the mafahim, one of the meanings of Allah being Latif is that He gives in a manner, in a beautiful manner, in a manner which has respect for the one who is getting it as well. So therefore, Allah gives the best in the best possible manner. And for that, Allah has made a system. We read last time, a person was really poor, they only had a blanket and a bowl of that they could use for drinking or stuff. That was all that they had. The Prophet ﷺ still did not help them, they give them money, but still asked him to sell those things and earn and start earning a livelihood. So the Prophet ﷺ, somebody who's unaware, he would say that Na'uzu Billah, the Prophet ﷺ put him behind means, that use these means, and then you will get it. He was the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He could have helped him directly. He could have made dua for him. But what is the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doing? He's asking him to earn through normal ways, how people earn. This is the latafat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the beautiful giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said to my shaykh once that I understand that when Allah has told us to use the means available to you, do things to earn. This is also Allah being Latif, that Allah gives you, but Allah puts the face of it, on the face of it, Allah makes you work for it. The real giver is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A lot of times what happens is that people open a shop and nobody comes to that shop. If you open a shop, who is the one who puts in the hearts of people that come to your shop, right? Come to your business. Who puts in the heart of the one who is interviewing you to actually give you that job? All of the real doer is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But on the face of it, Allah has made a system and Allah makes you work for it. So this is also Allah being Latif, that Allah gives you in a way that you also have your self-respect. So my Hazrat said that you are applying this to the dunyavi things, to the worldly things. Why did you not think about your deen and the things of deen that we get? The good deeds, all of the good deeds that we do, all of the salah, all of the zakah, all of the dhikr, all of the fasting, all that we do, the reality of that is also the same. It is Allah being Latif, that He makes you do something, but in reality, none of it is worthy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the one who really gives you out of His sheer mercy. You do not earn it, you do not get anything, you have not earned something by doing your ibadat. It is really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being Latif in the matters of the world and in the matters of the hereafter, in the matters of deen as well, that whatever you are doing it's not worthy of it, but Allah with His mercy gives you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when a seeker comes to you, when somebody comes to you asking for something, do not turn them away. Do not scold them. Do not scold them. Do not turn them away. So think about it, that Allah who is commanding His Nabi to never turn away somebody who comes asking, to never scold them and turn them away, somebody who comes asking, what will be the station of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself? See, a Nabi might have something to give or might not immediately at that time have something to give. When you take it below to, further inferior to a common people, a common pious person, they have their things with them, right? Sometimes they will run out of money or things to help you. Sometimes they will have it, but they will be worried about their own family, about their own needs. Sometimes everybody is a human being, they will have this stinginess within them. Everybody has it, we have to fight it. So, but think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is never going to run out of anything. He does not have to worry about His own future, ever. and He is never stingy, He is never miserly. So when we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, definitely for sure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfills our needs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does give it to us. The only difference is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it with His wisdom. Whatever is best for us, Allah gives it to us. Our job is to keep asking and to keep using the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made. Hakim al-Ummat Muhammad Ashraf Thanvi rahmatullahi alayhi, may Allah bless him, he has written a very fine but a very beautiful thing. He has said that to ask and only make dua and not use the regular means, is to incur the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is to invoke the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because you are saying that, Ya Allah, the system that you have made, I will not use it. I am above and beyond that system. In the words of Hakim al-Ummat Ashraf Thanvi rahmatullahi alayhi, हर शख्स खुदा बनना चाहता है, बंदा कोई नहीं बनना चाहता. Everybody wants to get out of the system. Ya Allah, I am making dua, I am such a pious person, give me from outside of the system. That's not the way it works. That is inviting the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That I have made a system, you do this, you get that. You are asking me that, Ya Allah, I am above and beyond your system, so give me from outside. So similarly, whenever we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should bear it in mind. Two things. To ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to really get us everything. But because it is the command and the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to do things and to use the means, and because we are living in the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is dependent on means, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it dependent on means, we also have to use the means. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. One more hadith inshallah, and then this chapter will be complete inshallah. عن عمر بن الخطاب قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يعطيني العطاء فأقول أعطه أفقر إليه مني فقال خذه فتموله وتصدق به فما جاءك من هذا المال أو أنت وأنت غير مشرف ولا سائل فخذه وما لا فلا تتبعه نفسك. सैयदना हज़रत उमर इब्न ख़त्ताब रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, इनसे रिवायत है कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम मुझे कुछ अता फरमाते थे तो मैं अर्ज़ करता था कि हज़रत किसी ऐसे शख्स को दे दीजिए जिसको मुझसे ज़्यादा इसकी ज़रूरत हो. तो आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि, अच्छा ये सवाल के अंदाज़ में, ऐसे नहीं कि जैसे एक राय दे रहे हो, बल्कि ये कि एक सवाल के अंदाज़ में कि या रसूल अल्लाह किसी ऐसे शख्स को दे दीजिए जिसको मुझे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत हो, यानी ऐसा शायद बेहतर हो. तो हुज़ूर अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फरमाते कि उमर इसको ले लो और अपनी मिल्कियत बना लो, फिर चाहो तो सदक़े के तौर पर किसी हाजतमंद को दे दो. और जब कोई माल तुम्हें इस तरह मिले कि ना तो तुमने उसके लिए सवाल किया हो और ना तुम्हारे दिल में उसकी चाहत और तमा हो, तो इसको अल्लाह का आतिया समझ कर ले लिया करो. और जो माल इस तरह से तुम्हारे पास ना आए तो उसकी तरफ तवज्जो भी ना करो. Narrated by Hazrat Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he would give me something, I would submit that, Ya Rasulullah, as if the translation would be that should we or should you give it to someone who is more in need of this. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say that, O Umar, take this and make this yours. Then if you wish, give it as sadaqah to somebody who is needy. And make this your principle. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him this principle, that whenever you get something, then two conditions are fulfilled. Neither did you ask for it, nor in your heart did you have the expectation, which is called ishraf, that somebody give me something or I should get this thing. When these two conditions are met, that you did not have the desire or expectation in yourself and you did not ask for it, then if you get something in this manner, then take it. But if something comes to you without these two things being fulfilled, then don't even look towards it, don't even pay any attention towards it. So this is something called ishraf, which is something that we should protect ourselves from, that we are a very pious person, we are a very virtuous person, we don't ask, we don't say that somebody gives us something, but in our heart we feel that people should help us, I am needy. I heard, this is a personal example. There's somebody in India. I have people most people who are connected with me are from India. So somebody said that this person who goes in Tablighi Jamaat a lot, I'm not, Na'udhu Billah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect me, but I'm not saying that the Jamaat is bad or anything, but there's all sorts of people everywhere. So he said that I'm dedicating my life to Tablighi Jamaat now. I'm going to go in Tablighi Jamaat, or for for that matter, any effort of deen. So now his expectation is that people should take care of me and my family. But the thing is that why, if you were going to dedicate yourself to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, aapne kumbha khada kyun kiya? Why did you grow a family? You're going to dedicate yourself to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then why did you marry? Why did you put responsibilities over yourself? And now when you have that responsibility and your personal responsibility is always there, then why are you thinking that someone else would help me? The Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that try your best to take care of your needs yourself. And you are using that deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the efforts of deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to become a buzurg of everyone, become a pious person, and expect that people are going to give you. Our mashayikh, they were so particular about this that a lot of times when people would bring something to them, they would turn it away for no reason. I have heard about a sheikh, the names don't, they slip my mind, but somebody made a habit that they would give something to them every month. So they gave them first, Hazrat took it. Second time, he took it. The third time he took it, he said, you are going to create ishraf in my heart. That every certain date of the month, I am going to expect that now something is going to come from over there. So he turned it away and he prohibited him from bringing this thing. Similarly, if I remember correct, it was Hakim al-Ummat Mashri Sahib Thanvi Rahmatullahi about his own self, or he wrote about someone else. That one of our Akabirin, he was in great need, but he never expressed his need. But somebody had something and he presented it to the Shaykh. So Hazrat turned it away, saying that, imagine the sincerity of our Mashayikh, that he clearly said to him that you are giving me this and I really need this, but I have to turn this away. I am turning this away because in my heart I had this expectation. I had this ishraf in me. See, what kind of a shaykh, if they are not sincere, can they confess to their murid? Can they accept to their murid that you had this something and I am telling you that I had the expectation, the tiniest expectation did develop in my heart, that you are going to give it to me, so I am not going to take it, please take it away. And he returned it and the murid also took it away. This is the way of our Akabiri, this is the way of our Mashayikh. Even when they are in need, if they have the tiniest flicker of ishraf, of expectation, then they would turn it away. Because the principle has been given to us by the Prophet ﷺ. Somebody gives to you when you did not ask and when you did not have any expectation, then you can take it. Otherwise, don't even look towards it. Don't even pay any heed towards it. That murid also was very smart. And may Allah make us all smart. He picked it up, whatever he had brought, and went outside and disappeared. A few moments later, he came back and said, Hazrat, now I am giving it to you. Now you did not have any ishraf. When I picked it up and went away, when you had rejected it, of course, now that ishraf that had developed, some murid are the sheikh of their sheikh as well. So he said that, Hazrat, the ishraf definitely now would have disappeared. When I picked it up and went away, then your expectation died, of course. Now I am giving it to you, now please accept it. Anyway, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us those who are never in need. All our needs, our Hazrat used to make this dua that, Ya Allah, the hands that we raise before you, protect these hands from being raised in front of anyone else. The Prophet ﷺ has asked this dua, Ya Allah, I ask you of such a mercy that makes me carefree of others. That makes me carefree and independent of the mercies of anyone else but you. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept that dua for all of us. One hadith from last time was remaining. I'll just read it for barakah. We all have went over the meaning of this. And Zubayr ibn al-Awwam قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لأن يأخذ أحدكم حبله فيأتي بحزمة حطب على ظهره فيبيعها فيكف الله بها وجهه خير له من أن يسأل الناس أعطوه أو منعوه. حضرت زبیر ابن العوام رضی اللہ عنہ سے روایت ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ارشاد فرمایا کہ تم میں سے کسی ضرورت مند آدمی کا یہ رویہ کہ وہ رسی لے کر جنگل جائے اور لکڑیوں کا ایک گٹھا اپنی کمر پر لاد کے لے آئے اور بیچے، اور اس طرح اللہ کی توفیق سے وہ سوال کی ذلت سے اپنے آپ کو بچا لے، یہ اس سے بہت بہتر ہے کہ وہ لوگوں کے سامنے سوال کا ہاتھ پھیلائے، پھر خواہ لوگ اس کو دیں خواہ نہ دیں. حضرت زبیر ابن العوام radiallahu anhu has narrated the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that this attitude of a needy person among you, that he takes the rope and he takes the rope to the jungle and collects some stack of woods and loads it on his back and comes and sells it, and in this manner with the tawfiq, with the doing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he protects himself from the humility and the disgrace of asking people. That is way better for them than asking people, and then it is up to people that they give him or not give him. So we should put us in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rather than putting us in the hands of other people. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم. ایک نعت شریف پڑھ دیتا ہوں انشاءاللہ. کہ ہمارے حضرت تو ضرور کوئی مجلس پوری نہیں ہوتی بغیر کوئی نعت شریف یا کوئی اشعار سنائے بغیر، اور مجھے بھی حضرت کی ہدایت ہے، اور کچھ لوگ ادھر سے فرمائش بھی آتی ہے، اور کچھ لوگ جو ہیں وہ ان کی وجہ سے جلدی بھی ختم کرنی پڑ جاتی ہے. ابھی عجیب تجربہ رہتا ہے کہ بعض لوگ مجلس کے بعد کہتے ہیں کہ بھائی وہ ایسا لگ رہا تھا کہ بڑی جلدی سنا کے لپیٹ دی، اور یہاں دیکھو تو بعض لوگ جمائیاں دے رہے ہوتے ہیں، بعض لوگ اس کے قریب ہوتے ہیں کہ بالکل ٹپک کے گر جائیں گے. تو اس لیے تذبذب کا شکار رہتا ہوں، کبھی کبھار ہمت کر کے سنا دیتا ہوں. یہ نعت شریف بھی پچھلے ہفتے ہی اللہ تعالیٰ نے عطا کری ہے، یہ آپ کے سامنے پیش کر رہا ہوں انشاءاللہ. درود شریف پڑھ لیجیے. اللہم صلی علی سیدنا مولانا محمد وعلی آلہ وصحبہ وبارک وسلم. یہ وہ منظر کہ اگر اللہ تعالیٰ ہم سب کو نصیب فرمائے حضور اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے روضہ اقدس پر حاضری ہم سب کی ہو انشاءاللہ، مقبول حاضری اللہ کو زندگی میں بار بار نصیب فرمائے. تو یہ اس کی کچھ منظر کشی ہے انشاءاللہ. میرے پیش نظر ہے تیری جالیاں، میرے پیش نظر ہے تیری جالیاں، گنگ میری زباں گم ہے میرا بیان، میرے پیش نظر ہے تیری جالیاں، گنگ میری زباں گم ہے میرا بیان. کچھ جو سوچا تھا جانے وہ گم ہے کہاں، کچھ جو سوچا تھا جانے وہ گم ہے کہاں، کچھ نہیں ہے خبر میں کھڑا ہوں کہاں، خود کو تھامے ہوئے سر جھکائے ہوئے، خود کو تھامے ہوئے سر جھکائے ہوئے، ایک امید دل میں بسائے ہوئے، کہہ رہا ہوں نظر کو جھکائے ہوئے، کہہ رہا ہوں نظر کو جھکائے ہوئے، خوف اور آس کے بیچ ایک داستاں، کہہ رہا ہوں نظر کو جھکائے ہوئے، خوف اور آس کے بیچ ایک داستان، لب ہے خاموش اور اشک سیل رواں، لب ہے خاموش اور اشک سیل رواں، سرخمیدہ مگر دل کی بے تابیاں، سرخمیدہ مگر دل کی بے تابیاں، ہوش کر کے نہیں جائے غفلت یہاں، ہوش کر کے نہیں جائے غفلت یہاں، تیرے محسن کا در ہے دل ناتواں، تیرے محسن کیا در ہے دل ناتواں، میرا ظلمت کدا اور تیری جالیاں، میرا ظلمت کدا اور تیری جالیاں، ظلمت کدا جو ہے ہمارا دل جو گناہوں کی ظلمت سے بھرپور ہے، اللہ اس کو صاف فرما دے، میرا ظلمت کدا اور تیری جالیاں، پیش نور عدم حسرتوں کا بیاں، میرا ظلمت کدا اور تیری جالیاں، پیش نور عدم حسرتوں کا بیاں، بے کلی بے خودی جذب و وارفتگی، بے کلی بے خودی جذب و وارفتگی، تشنہ دل کی سرے دریا سیرابیاں، بے کلی بے خودی جذب و وارفتگی، تشنہ دل کی سرے دریا سیرابیاں، اے کہ ہادی ماں ہادی کل جہاں، اے کہ ہادی ماں ہادی کل جہاں، اے کہ وہ جس کے مداح ہیں دو جہاں، اے کہ ہادی ماں ہادی کل جہاں، اے کہ وہ جس کے مداح ہیں دو جہاں، جس کے صدقے ملا ہم کو رب کا بیان، جس کے صدقے ملا ہم کو رب کا بیان، ایک نظر کرم بر دل ناتواں، 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 اے کہ جان جانے جان جانے جانانے جان، اے کہ جان جانے جان جانے جانانے جان، اے کہ عشق تو سرمایہ عاصیاں، اے کہ عشق تو سرمایہ عاصیاں، اے کہ مسلماں، اے کہ مرشد ماں، اے کہ مسلماں، اے کہ مرشد ماں، ایک نظر کرم بر دل ناتواں، ایک نظر کرم بر دل ناتوان ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين لا اله الا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم والحمد لله رب العالمين نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها يا رب العالمين يا أرحم الراحمين یا اللہ ہم سب کو یا اللہ اپنے پاک صاف مقبول بندوں میں شامل فرما لیجیے. یا اللہ ہمارے گناہوں کو دھو دیجیے. یا اللہ ہماری یا اللہ بدکاریوں کو سیاہ کاریوں کو یا اللہ ہم سے دور فرما دیجیے. یا اللہ ہماری تمام تر نالائقیوں سے درگزر فرما دیجیے. یا اللہ ہماری ساری نالائقیوں سے درگزر فرما دیجیے. یا اللہ اپنے فضل و کرم سے آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو یا اللہ خوب تعلقوں کو نصیب فرمائیے. آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی محبت نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ یا اللہ یا اللہ کارآمد محبت نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ سرمایہ دین و دنیا سرمایہ دو جہاں یا اللہ حضرت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی ویسی محبت نصیب فرمائیے. آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی محبت کے وسیلے واسطے سے یا اللہ ہماری دنیا جہاں کے سارے کام یا اللہ سدھار دیجیے. یا اللہ دین کے کام بھی سدھار دیجیے. یا اللہ ہمارے دین کی یا اللہ اساس آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی محبت کو بنا دیجیے. یا اللہ آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی سنتوں پہ چلنا ہمارے لیے آسان مرغوب و محبوب بنا دیجیے. یا اللہ آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی سنتوں سے سر منہ بھی یا اللہ اختلاف کرنا یا اللہ اس سے ہٹنا یا اللہ ہمارے لیے موت سے بدتر بنا دیجیے. یا اللہ آگ سے زیادہ ناپسندیدہ بنا دیجیے. آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی سنتوں پہ مرنے مٹنے والا بنائیے. آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو مقبول امتی بنائیے. دنیا میں بھی آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا ظاہری باطنی یا اللہ قرب کو نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ آخرت میں بھی آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے اللہ قریب رکھیے. ان کے مقبولین میں شامل فرمائے رکھیے. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم. آقا صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی دیار مبارک کی یا اللہ حرم مکہ کی حرم مدینہ کی یا اللہ مقبول حاضریاں حج و عمرے ہم کو خوب نصیب فرمائیے. بار بار یا اللہ وہاں کی مقبول حاضری نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ آنا جانا لگا دیجیے. یا اللہ اپنے فضل و کرم سے اللہ ہمیں اس در کے مقبولین میں شامل فرمائے رکھیے. آمین یا رب العالمین. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم. اللهم انا نسالك من خير ما سالك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. انت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوه الا بالله العلي العظيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين.